He cuffed the old man in front of everyone, mocking his military jacket like it was a joke. "What did you serve in? The Boy Scouts?" He laughed. But when they brought him into the station, a senior officer saw his face, and everything stopped. What happened next shocked the entire department. But let's start from the beginning. It was a peaceful Sunday morning in downtown St. Louis. Sunlight filtered through the leaves as families strolled along the park paths. Children chased pigeons, and joggers passed by with earbuds in. Among them sat an elderly black man on a bench by the fountain, quiet, still, just feeding birds with a calm patience that comes only from a long, hard life. Master Sergeant Elijah Brooks, retired Marine, wore a faded military jacket with the edges frayed and a limp that told more stories than his silence ever could. His hands, weathered and steady, dropped crumbs of bread into a growing circle of pigeons at his feet. He wasn't causing trouble. He wasn't disturbing anyone. But then came Officer Cole Whitman. Fresh out of his cruiser, sunglasses on, cup of gas station coffee in hand, he spotted Elijah like a hawk spots prey. Cole was in his early 30s, full of swagger and unchecked confidence, the kind of man who saw his badge as a weapon, not a responsibility. He strolled up, smirking. "Hey, this ain't your backyard. You live around here, old man?" Elijah looked up, calm but firm. "Just feeding the birds, son." Cole's tone shifted instantly. "You got ID on you? This area's not for loitering." "I'm not loitering," Elijah replied softly. "I served this country. I earned the right to sit in peace." "Oh, really?" Cole chuckled. "What was it? Boy Scouts? You picked that jacket up at a thrift store?" Elijah said nothing. He reached slowly into his pocket and pulled out a worn leather wallet. Inside it, a military ID card. Cole grabbed it, glanced at it. "Master Sergeant Elijah Brooks," he muttered. "Well, how about that? You still can't sit wherever you want, Grandpa." People nearby began to stop. A few took out their phones. The mood in the park shifted. Tension filled the air like a storm about to break. Cole didn't care. He cuffed Elijah right there, like he was some threat. Roughly, publicly, without cause. "You're under arrest for trespassing," he said coldly. And just like that, a decorated war hero was dragged away in broad daylight, while no one yet realized who he really was. The inside of the squad car was silent, except for the low buzz of the radio and Officer Cole Whitman's occasional slurp of coffee. Elijah sat in the back, wrists stiff in tight metal cuffs, eyes fixed on the road ahead. His back was straight, his dignity unshaken, but the insult, it lingered like poison. Cole finally broke the silence. "You know, most people at your age are in a home or 6 feet under," he said, chuckling. "But here you are, playing war hero at the park. Cute." Elijah didn't answer, not because he didn't want to, but because he refused to give Cole the satisfaction of a reaction. "You think anyone cares that you were in the Marines? Newsflash, no one gives a damn anymore. Maybe you were something once, but now, you're just another bum sitting on a bench where you don't belong." Elijah closed his eyes. Not from pain, from patience. From a lifetime of moments just like this, where his skin spoke louder than his medals. At the station, Cole pulled him roughly from the car, ignoring the quiet gasps from the few people watching. One woman even called out, "That's not right." But Cole waved her off. Inside the precinct, fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. The front desk officer looked up, confused. "What's this?" "Loitering. No ID at first. Claimed he was some Marine or whatever. Disrespectful, too." Elijah said nothing. He kept his head high, even as Cole shoved him down onto the bench in the intake area. "Wait here. Someone will process you when they're ready." And then the moment cracked. Sergeant Dana Miller walked in from a side hallway, clipboard in hand, clearly mid-shift. She glanced at the desk, then at Elijah. Her eyes locked onto his face and widened. She froze. Is that Master Sergeant Brooks?" she asked, voice tight with disbelief. Cole smirked. "Yeah, another one of St. Louis's finest loiterers. Got the jacket and everything." Dana stepped forward, slowly. Her tone dropped. "You arrested Elijah Brooks?" Cole blinked. "You know him?" Dana turned, deadly serious now. "Yeah, everyone in this department should." And in that moment, something shifted. Not just in the room. In Cole's eyes. In the air itself. Everything he thought he knew was about to fall apart. For a long moment, the precinct stood still. Sergeant Dana Miller stared at Elijah like she'd just seen a ghost. Cole tried to play it off with a shrug. "What's the big deal? Just another guy pulling the vet card?" Dana didn't even look at him. Instead, she knelt beside Elijah, her voice lower now, reverent. "Sir, I read about you in training. Fallujah, Operation Dust Storm. You saved 12 men under fire." Elijah gave a soft nod, the humility in his eyes more powerful than any medal. Meanwhile, Cole scoffed. "What, we're handing out parades now for feeding pigeons?" Dana stood up, furious. "You didn't even check his ID properly, did you?" Before Cole could answer, the captain's door slammed open. Captain Harold Evans, a tall black man with salt and pepper hair and the presence of someone who didn't tolerate nonsense, stepped into the room. "Officer Whitman, my office, now." Cole froze. Captain, I said now." Inside the office, the air was ice. "What happened this morning?" the captain asked, his voice dangerously calm. Cole fumbled. "I saw a man loitering. He didn't respond respectfully, claimed to be a veteran. Did you run his ID?" Cole hesitated. "It looked real." Evans threw a folder onto the desk. Inside were photos, records, newspaper clippings. "You didn't just arrest a veteran. You arrested Elijah Brooks. Silver Star. 3 Purple Hearts. Commendations from 2 presidents. Do you have any idea what you've done?" Silence. Then a knock on the office door. It was Dana, holding a cell phone. "Sir, line 2. It's the mayor's office. They've been notified." Evans took the phone, his jaw tightening with each word. When he hung up, he turned to Cole. "You've embarrassed this department. There are press calls already. And body cam footage? That's being reviewed now." Cole's swagger cracked. "Wait, body cam?" Evans nodded slowly. "Everything. Your tone, your language, your assumptions." He leaned in. "You think the badge makes you untouchable. It doesn't. And you're about to learn that the hard way." Back outside, Elijah stood, free now, surrounded by officers who no longer looked down on him, but up. But the real reckoning was just beginning, and the whole city was about to see it. Cole Whitman sat in front of a disciplinary committee 2 weeks later. The evidence was undeniable. His tone, his actions, his words, captured on body cam, phone cameras, news reports. They terminated his employment. The final blow? A letter from Elijah himself, addressed to the department. "I don't hate that man, but I hope he learns. We don't wear our worth on our sleeves. We carry it inside. And respect, that's earned." The clip of Elijah's speech went viral. Millions watched and shared. He didn't want recognition, but he got it anyway. The city declared a local day of honor in his name. But Elijah just kept showing up to the park, feeding pigeons, quietly nodding to those who now stopped to thank him. And somewhere, deep in every viewer's chest, that mix of anger, hope, and triumph settled into something deeper: respect.